Welcome back to Nelson Network channel. So today we are going to do a DHCP lab. So let's go straight to it. So here I have a good definition here. What is DHCP? DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. What it is? What does it do? What type of protocol is it? It is a network management protocol that automatically assigns IP addresses and other network configuration parameters to devices on the network. So this is a protocol that's used to assign IP addresses automatically and other network parameters like assigning of a default gateway to a host or any device on the network. Devices like PC, tablet, printers, anything. So it allows devices to connect to a network without requiring manual IP address configuration, making it a crucial component of modern networking. So today our lab will consist of configuring a router that will serve as a DHCP server. So I have the router here, and the client is this PC, and we have a switch. So what we need for this lab is one router, one switch, and one PC. This is it. One router, one switch, and one PC. So what we need to know here before starting this lab, I pre-configured the router with an IP address. So we can see it right here. So show IP interface brief. So these are the configuration if you're trying to redo this lab at home. So this is what you need to do. From the previous labs, we've worked on how to assign an IP address to an interface for your router. This is what we've done. So at this interface, gigabit 000, I've assigned this IP address, and also I've created a loopback address. That's a virtual network on this router. So with the IP of 1.1.1. So that's what we need to know before going ahead with this lab. So the task we have for this lab is to configure DHCP. We are required to configure DHCP on this router. So we want to make this router a DHCP server. In order to do that, we want the router to assign IP addresses from this subnet, but excluding these IPs, this IP address range. So we want the first IP address assigned to be 101, to be 10.1.1.101. So this range has to be excluded. And we want the pool name to be PC. We want the network to be this. So let's go straight to it. Let's go and do the configuration. So we come here to conft. Let's see. When we don't know where to go, we just type question mark. From here we go, we need IPs, right? So let's select IP. We don't know again what to do use question mark. IP, now we do IP DHCP question mark again. So now we see that we have the option to exclude the addresses that we want to prevent DHCP from assigning a certain address So from our task, we were asked to exclude this range of address. So we will do that straight away. So we can type exclude, press tab, and press question mark. So it says that we put in the low IP address first. So 10 from the task, we have 10.1.1. That's the low IP address. Now is asking us to include the high IP address. So from a range, we have the lower end of the range and the higher end. You see the range starts from 10.1.1.1, and that's the lower end, and the higher end is 10.1.1.100. So from 1 to 100. So 10.1.1.100. No, 100. Yeah, so we have done that. So let's go again. IP DHCP question mark. Now we're going to configure the pool. You select pool question mark. Pool name. So the pool name is PC. So just type in PC. That's good. So the third task is to configure the network, the DHCP network. That is so you can put. Now we are in the DHCP configuration mode here. Notice this DHCP config. Here you were still at the config mode of the router. Now we are in the DHCP because we've given it a name. So if you don't know where to go, just press question mark. Now it gives us the option to include a network. That's what we're going to do. Press question mark again. ABCD network number. So we are given the option to put the IP address of the network. So 10.1.1.0 255.255.255 /24 is 255.255. So 255 here is 8 plus 8, that's 8 plus 8 plus 8, that's 24, which is equal to /24. So 255.255.255.0. We've done that. Now let's configure the default gateway. That is the default router. It will be the IP address of our router. So which was 10.1.1.254. Now configure. The next is we've configured the default gateway. Next, DNS server. DNS. What is the IP address? The same IP address as the default gateway. Copy that, paste it here. And now we should be good to go. Exit. So copy, run config, startup config to save. save it. So we go to a PC, we check, make sure. You see the default gateway has been configured automatically already. So the DHCP server, which is our router, has already sent the default gateway to all the clients connected to it. So in this case, we've enabled DHCP on our PC for it to receive the default gateway. So let's check. We see that the IP address that was allocated to this PC is 10.1.1.101, which is exactly after the excluded range of this. So it worked. So let's check now. First of all, let's see the running configuration on this router. So we see that we've excluded this range of IP addresses. The DHCP pool is called PC. The DHCP network is this /24. The default router of the DHCP is this. The DNS server IP is this. So we can see, let's check show IP binding. No. Let's check show IP. Show IP DHCP. Show IP DHCP binding. So this gives us the IP address of the PC we've allocated, we've allocated, and it gives us the MAC address of that PC. It ends with 9C78. Let's check if that's the case. 9C78. So this is the IP address as we see here. So now let's try to check if we can ping. Let's check if we can ping the DHCP server from our PC. Ping 10.1.254. Yes, that works. Let's ping the loopback address of our PC, of our router, 10.1.1.1. It works. Let's check IP config. So it will take time before it gets the DHCP, the DNS IP information. So while doing that, we can check also, use this command, debug IP packet. So this command is like making a packet capture on the router. So let's ping the router again. 254. You see what's happening here. It gives us details of what's happening. So this is the ping. This is our ping here on our router. the ping comes from the source 10.1.1.101, which is PC1. The destination is that of the router 10.1.254, and the routing protocol is RIB from our routing table. So you see the ping has been received here. Now the source changed from this to this. The source has changed. Now this is the source. This is the IP of the router. The destination is the ping. This is replying, and same routing protocol. Yeah, so this is like a packet capture. So in order to end this packet capture, we just use on all, so it is turned off. So that is how we configure DHCP. We can also add another PC to see, just to make sure that it works. Come here, click on PC. Connection. We connect this PC to this. You see, there's no DHCP, there's no default gateway here. It doesn't have an IP address, but if we click on this, you see that it will get the IP address from the DHCP server. Let's click there and see. So that IP came in just, I don't know why, but it has gotten this real IP automatically by itself. So let's check the default gateway. See, the default gateway is that of our router. So yeah, that's how we configure. You don't have to do it manually. You just, any PC you have, you want to add another PC, you can do that. Connect it to this switch. Let's check the IP address. You see it's static, it doesn't have any default gateway. Let's go here, it doesn't have any IP. So let's start from here. Let's click on DHCP for our router to provide an IP address. Click on that and wait some seconds. It's connecting. You see it will appear automatically here. Search and see, he has gotten an IP address of 10.1.1.103. This is the third IP it allocates. Let's go back to see, it's giving the DHCP the default gateway. So we can check again on from our router, from our CLI, show IP DHCP binding. Now we have 3 IP addresses that has been allocated for DHCP to our 3 computers. So if you're in a company and you have a new staff member, you just have him connect to any workstation with a computer, and boom, it will be allocated an IP address in that VLAN. So yeah, just as easy as that. So thank you. See you in the next video where we talk about some more interesting stuff.